The sense I am purely is the godly principle in each form. All sentient beings feel intuitively the sense I exist, I am. You have to understand what this principle is, because it is constantly shifting shape. At one end, at the grosser end, this feeling I am is identified with the body and think it is the body. Then it becomes the body consciousness. Then you experience yourself as a material being, as just merely a physical being. You will go to war and fight against other physical beings for your belief. At the other end, still referring to itself as I, is the weakness of all of this. And this weakness, when it's not identified or associated with any condition, is felt like space. Just the feeling I am is present, but it's not attached to any condition, to any thought. If spirituality or religion has any significance, it's only such that when it's sieved out, the feeling I amness, stop associating with other concepts and ideas, and simply marinates in its own self. And then great peace, great joy. When you feel the sense I am, it doesn't have any history. It has no psychological force. It's like pure space. It's empty. There's no residential concepts in it. Just like now you feel. Even here, you're feeling the beauty of the I am. It's coming into its own. This is what we're coming to see. And in seeing this and recognizing the misunderstanding, you see, you are left alone again. And in this aloneness, this feeling I am, it's complete. Just the sense I am. You can feel that. This is the very goal of spirituality, in fact. To find the feeling I am without association with anything else, with any concept or memory or intention or projection or desire or attachment or form. Feel this. Both the ego and the consciousness refers to themselves as I. You see? God says I, and the devil says I. It's like this. You've fallen for it. You, the consciousness, has fallen for your own projection. Consciousness is in association with the mind and its conditioning, with the belief I am the body and that conditioning. You didn't calculate that this one, the calculator, the one who is attempting to do something, is also just another feeling in something greater than that. the ego and the consciousness refers to themselves as I. You are awareness itself. As long as you don't find out, you will continue being confused. Find out. A great assumption is already posing in the position of the I. No one questions it. Please, itself is a thought, but it's an intensely believed in thought. So much so that you will practice spirituality for another 100 years to come back to the point where you recognize that this is the culprit. This is what the Buddha also found. This one, who for so long I thought I was, now is seen I am not. Consciousness refers to themselves as I. You are awareness itself. All these sensations are occurring in awareness, you see. You are awareness itself. You're so right where you are. Look inside your own being. You will never be as fully alive as you are now. Be fully in your being. Stay with it. You're so right where you are. It is good. You are. You will never be as fully alive as you are now. Take full presence. Be with your own self. Then everything can be as it is. See. Now. Stay with it. Bear it. The help is there. You see? Full presence. You are. you will never be as fully alive as you are now. You don't have to be someone to perceive this. It's all appearing in you. Including even your idea of yourself is an appearance. It's only to show you your freedom. Catch it at the root. We're just here to hatch. We're just here to hatch, open. You know, peck yourself out of your own shell. Come out. Our biggest infatuation is for the identity which we have formed as the one who is living life. And there is nobody living the life, you know. And if you are having this idea, I'm this particular person, and you are living life, you're making life happen in a certain way. This is a delusion, it's not true. Catch it at the root. You cannot change your personality in a flash, but you can realize the self in a flash. It's not that somebody to change your personality, you need to understand who you are. You see everything as a phenomenal movement, which means that it is an object of perception. And when presence itself becomes an object of perception, then what can be said of that? Catch it at the root, that even the one who is making the projection is not the essence. It arises out of the essence. And then one comes to understand that oneself is the essence. And know that that essence itself is not suffering any delusion. There is nobody living the life, you know. Catch it at the root. You cannot change your personality in a flash, but you can realize the self in a flash. It's not that somebody to change your personality, you need to understand who you are. Catch it at the root. You see everything as a phenomenal movement, which means that it is an object of perception. And when presence itself becomes an object of perception, then what can be said of that? Thereafter, your words and your actions are the actions of the universe, because there's no independent motivator behind them, no personal one. You see, even if your sense is to be something personal, it can be overlooked because it really doesn't have the potency to germinate as a new seed anymore. It's finished. Catch it at the root. You see everything as a phenomenal movement, which means that it is an object of perception. Then what can be said of that? This one who feels I have to change is the one who is in the world. Rather than looking for the secondary experience, look for the primary experience. Catch it at the root. And quietly, something is erased out of your being, becomes redundant. I don't know if that is clear enough. Is it not the same voice that spoke inside my heart speak inside your heart? Is it not the same? Many years before, I had a feeling, that I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. Fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. In my universe. Fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. It's best we don't try and define this movement, because every rule it breaks. Every promise it breaks. Every projection, it tears up. It will just be whatever it is. entirely different from how I had imagined life is and will continue to be. Like you fell into this space of complete silence. Like the silence that was inside, outside, and empty. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. In my universe. Fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. Into a space. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. Entirely different. Fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. In my universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. Fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. I'd fallen through a hole, and now they were just like I'd fallen through a hole in the universe. Fallen through a hole in the universe. This is your opportunity. Leave all the things that you think you know and come to the place where there's no knowledge even. Go to the place prior to knowledge, before knowledge. Don't rely on your mind to come on some conclusion. It means nothing at all. If you want to know these things, you must start from now to stop knowing. Stop relying on knowing. Come to a place of being prior to knowing. Speak from that place which cannot be known. Leave all the things that you think you know and come to the place where there's no knowledge even. Go to the place prior to knowledge, before knowledge. Because you are before knowledge. This is why you know knowledge. And also you know ignorance. Even the most powerful tool you have, the power of your attention, so intimate is attention that you call it I. And yet you're earlier than attention because you can watch attention. You can even observe the lack of attention or inattention. So what is this from which all of that is perceived? What is this? Come to that place of recognition now. Leave all the things that you think you know and come to the place where there's no knowledge even. Go to the place prior to knowledge. It's not something located in time, or at the end of some practice it will be awarded to you. Even if you make the most incredible practice and you get the most incredible gift, it will still only be a phenomenon. Recognized by your now present and ever present reality. What is this? Bring your attention to this place. And don't let the attention coming with any associates. Let your attention return naked with you. Don't bring any folders with you. And what is here now? Leave all the things that you think you know and come to the place where there's no knowledge even. Go to the place prior to knowledge. Speak from that place which cannot be known. Go to the place prior to knowledge, to that original innocence. Reject everything, including even your I, and see where you are. Leave everything. I have come to see you as that pure being. That's who you are for me. I want this to be clear for your own self, that there's nothing but this here, nothing else in residence of any worth here. I am not offering tenancy to any thought that is not in service to what is. Leave all the things that you think you know and come to the place I is consciousness. I is the godly voice and principle and presence within you. I is synonymous with presence. It is your intuitive self-knowing. I is the godly voice and principle and presence within you.
The rain, it falls again.
Fear may come, sadness can come, anger can come, frustration can come, but they come and go just as quickly because they don't have something to land upon. Because you're home. You see. It's arising from inside you. I am here, you're home.
Come
I is consciousness.
The sun, it shines in all our lives.
You are the infinite and timeless being.
I keep in mind the words you say.
It's arising from inside you. I am here, you're home.
Come rain, come shine, shine.
I is consciousness. So even when there is an active focusing on something, it doesn't leave the grand seeing. Even that focus seeing can happen. You're inside the great seeing and nothing is lost. You see?
Come rain, come shine. Come rain, come shine, come shine.
Yes. Identification is only a phenomenon. You are watching that. Your identification is not steady, not steadfast. It is constantly, it's like a ever-changing self-portrait. It's always a work in progress.
Let the rain come down, let the sun shine on.
It has no fixed reality. You are the reality.
Let the rain come down, let the sun shine on.
The identity is playing, changing. It's not fixed. It is affected by moods also, by time. It's not fixed. You are the root. I is consciousness. I is the godly voice and principle and presence within you. Who are you in this instant of now? Without referring to the past, who are you right now? Is it not you, your own self? But what is it? What is it that does not belong to past or future or even present even, but is aware of all of these? Is it not you, your own self? You are not your self-image. For thousands of years, human beings have gathered together like this to research into this. Who are we? Where do I come from? What is my purpose? Who am I? Who am I? Everything that you know or have known or are likely to know will only be something appearing to you that you can comment about. This is how the mind is, and you will need your mind for it. It's the instrument for measuring variety, change, to interpret. But all this movement is known in your own being. Who are you? And if an answer is given, the answer also you see. The question is only an opportunity, a pointing finger. A pointing finger that can never touch what it's pointing at. For thousands of years, human beings have gathered together like this to research into this. Who are we? Where do I come from? What is my purpose? Who am I? Who am I? So don't be searching for something tangible, because the tangible will always change. It's fine. It belongs to what is changeful. But that in which the changeful is weakness, can that be found? For thousands of years, human beings have gathered together like this to research into this. Who are we? Where do I come from? What is my purpose? Who am I? Many in their physical aspect have come and gone, but they found that which doesn't come and go. Now we are here now at the very forefront of all this wave of humanity. Now this is our moment, our chance. What is your finding? Those who are to come are not yet here. You're here. Your time. Whatever is tangible will not stay. It is subject to change. Let change be. But change is weakness. By what? Don't want answers. You took the pill to become, and you forgot to be. There is no back out of this question. You can turn away and say, okay, you know what, I'm not in the mood for this now. I want to know what happens with you. You're cornered by this question. What happens with you? The time for procrastination's over, Only direct seeing, confirming for yourself. And it need not be in words. No, I'm not looking for this. What have you discovered? If you've discovered something which comes and goes, it's not this must be finished. Throw this away. And also the memory of it will go. Yeah. There's no back out of this question. You can turn away and say, okay, you know what? I want to know what happens with you. You're cornered by this question. What happens with you? Who can cope without a reference? Who will cope without a reference, you see? This one they call Havaduta. The Havaduta. The one who is beyond relationships. A rare one. This question will somehow be dissolving all your attachments to thoughts and all these. There's no back out of this question. You can turn away. I want to know what happens with you. You're cornered by this question. What happens with you? This question, it removes all my references, you see. Who are you without references? So this question is removing you. And something is supremely happy about it. Because when you are not, everything is fine. When you, the illusion of yourself, is not anymore in the picture, then welcome to spontaneous being, spontaneous existence, unending joy, undiminishable peace. You are again the immortal being. All that's required is to know what you are. That's all. Another thing, as long as there is breath inside this body, the life force, and this body and consciousness is there, the potential for some thought activity or for sentiments, it will come. You cannot help it. It will just happen. And there's no need to try and stop it from happening. All that's required is to know what you are. That's all. If you don't know, you're going to be going around trying to put out fires that you didn't start. If you know what you are, you can leave them. And they will go out by themselves. They will go out by themselves. Because this fire does not feed on wood. It feeds on your interest. About this thing and so on. All that's required is to know what you are. That's all. Because if it was up to us to design the life you think is best for you, nobody would include anything uncomfortable. It would all be chocolate flavored moments. Thankfully, life has another cooking. And only you are grateful only from hindsight. Most of the greatest things that happened for you, that pushed you into seeing, you are grateful in hindsight. When you look back, you say, yeah, actually, that was good. It was good that this happened, but it would not be chosen. You look back in gratitude. You look back in gratitude. You see? All that's required is to know what you are. That's all. If you don't know, you're going to be going around trying to put out fires that you didn't start. If you know what you are, you can leave them. And they will go out by themselves. They will go out by themselves. I think it's completely okay to feel this, to feel fear if it's there, to let it be felt. Allow the fear to happen first. Otherwise, you're using inquiry as a painkiller. Don't use it as a painkiller. Use it as an opportunity to kind of understand yourself. So let the fear come, let it happen first. You see? Don't try to prevent it. Don't say there's no room in here for fear or for sadness or anger. Feel it, feel it. It's completely okay. And try and see if you can find some center. You just be quiet with it and do. Go inside your house, close your door, and whatever. You will not find it. You will not find a particular center. It will keep shifting about. You cannot find a particular point in you that is suffering anything. Then it will come more clear in your being, not just to your mind, in your being, that it doesn't really exist. And that clarity of seeing is much more profound than thinking it out. You're feeling, you're seeing that it doesn't exist. You feel it, you see. You can start like that. Allow the fear to happen first. It's completely okay. It's like this, it's just like that. It's completely okay. Let anything happen, but don't identify. You don't gain something more by identifying. You don't gain something more by identifying. Even if identification happen, say, okay, there's still a space in you enough to say, but that's just kind of happening, and it's like this. If you can find that space in yourself that allows this, that even if identification is taking place, something says, it's like this, it's just like that. Allow the fear to happen first. It's completely okay. It's like this, it's just like that. You see? Don't try to prevent it. Don't say there's no room in here for fear. Feel it. Let anything happen, but don't identify. You don't gain something more by identifying. You don't gain something more by identifying. The nature of knowing yourself is that you love yourself. In the human world, there are billions and billions of perspectives. Are we looking at one world? Each one is looking at the world through their conditioning, through the influence, which are untraceable. Looking through a unique binoculars at the world. Like this. The depending upon your mental, emotional conditioning, your religious conditioning, social conditioning, all of this conditioning. Everyone has a different idea of what is the heaven for them, what is the hell for them. You see? As you begin to somehow discover you are the consciousness and not just a person, not just a form, but you are the witness of the form and the senses of time and relationship, all these things, then the world becomes much more subtle and the game changes. Now you're living in a more intuitive world, understanding in a deeper way. More and more refined your consciousness becomes. Then you are also disappearing as a private entity. It's more that you are the seer and all these worlds and all these beings are arising in you because you're consciousness. Is that you love yourself. And all of this is just a twist of consciousness. It changes the entire world and the way it feels for you. So we're not just looking on an objective world, solid matter. It's not like this. We're looking through so many filters you are looking through. But for the Jnani, none of it really matters. Deep sleep is somehow a clue to us. Must be a clue. Any intelligent person must say, oh, wait a minute. I only suffer in this waking state. What must mankind do to be free? Mankind must become kind man. It's true. And Ramana Maharshi also say, all good qualities manifest spontaneously in the awakened mind. Inherently, all goodness is outpouring from you. It's still there now. The rest is only the outpourings of a tormented mind. My feeling is to remind you that state which is referred to by awakening or enlightenment, whatever. Often when we speak about it, we are referring to 2,000 years ago, 2,500 years ago, 7,000 years ago, 1,500 years ago. So we are inclined to feel that this is an ancient thing that used to happen. But what we are is timeless. What we are is timeless, timelessly perfect. It's not a compliment that I am paying to you, but it really is a mystery that being this effortless being how this confusion came about. In the deep sleep, we're all equal. Who is the king? Who is the beggar in the deep sleep? You're not a man or a woman, or you have no religion, have no belief, nothing about bound or free. None of these things exist. There's no troubler. There's never been any crime committed in deep sleep. No marriage, no divorce, no children, no husband, no belief, no religion in deep sleep. You have to come to the waking state to have the taste of these. So what we call existence is really the waking state and the dreaming state. As soon as the light of consciousness turns on, all of this show comes, this magic show.